Hey guys, welcome back to Vintage Vibes. It is Thursday afternoon around 4:15 and I'm jumping on here with a walkthrough of my 4x4 little Cinch mini journals. Thank you all for coming to my channel, hanging out with me. I just thought I would jump on here and talk about these books for a minute. Okay, so first time cinching ever. I have a small cinch that has these holes. Then I have a big cinch that has the round holes that was gifted to me. Now the small cinch I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby for $20-something when they had it. Well, here's the deal. Never used a cinch. I've been seeing all these people, let's cinch. It looks like so much fun. Well, okay, so when you cinch, there are things that come up when you cinch, okay? So first of all, my mini cinch does not cut through a lot of layers. Okay, we are memory keepers. However, it's not cutting through. Okay, so I'm going to do a walkthrough, and you have to learn really quick, like how to adapt to the cinch. Okay, there's lots of cutting involved, lots of things. You have to clean up your edges in the back, because these, if you use a thick, well, I use a medium weight chipboard. Okay, so we may talk about that later. Right now we're just going to jump in it. I'm going to tell you where I got all the things, what I use, what paper I use. So let's do that. Now, the paper that I used was from 3 different collections. Okay, this one I used like a couple of pieces, or a piece, I guess, out of here. This is what I got from TEMU. Okay, and I will try to link them down below. They may still have this coffee paper, and I will tell you it is shiny on one side, but I used it to make a little booklet with. And then this paper you see here is from the Echo Park, but it's the Carolina paper from Echo Park, and it's called Coffee Shop. It is so adorable. I used just about every piece I had for these books. And then I had to borrow some stuff from the other book, the other paper, the 12x12, to get extra stickers and, you know, things like that. So, but Carta, as we all know, I'm sorry, my throat's trying to mess up on me today, is very like textured thick paper. And if you like score it, like you usually have to score it like on both sides to kind of get it to not crack. It depends on the paper, I guess. But these are good to do these little journals with because of that paper. Okay, so you don't do a lot of scoring with it. But anyway, and then I use this coffee one that is Echo Park, and I used some stickers and maybe some back of a paper, but we'll go through and look, and I can kind of tell you. But I was just wanting to show you what it looked like, and I think they still have that one. I'm not real sure about that, but okay. Also, these little jimmies, all the little jimmies you see are from different places, and I'm going to show you the ones that I used. Okay, let's see if we can pull this out from here. Okay, so I got some black ones on one of them, and these are what I got from Michael's that were 50 cents, those little black ones. And then I used sorry so sorry, my throat's wanting to mess up, these little jimmies. Now I don't know or remember where I got these. Probably Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Not real sure. They have like a little pattern on them, so those were cute to use. And then I used, now these came from Paper Studio, all these little gem packs. Y'all kind of remember those, okay? Adhesive gems. Okay, there was 2 different packs that I pulled from these, so y'all kind of remember these. Okay, all right. And also you're gonna see some stamping things that I use. I stamped on there, and I got this stamp set, I don't know if y'all can tell, from Amazon. because my other one didn't do that good. And it's like this. So I use this stamp, and I think this one, and then this one that says We're the Perfect Blend. So I'll try to link all these things down below for you guys. Let me get this, because tonight we have a little fall fest at our church, so I was trying to make this video before we go. Okay, and I use this on my paper clips, and I don't know where I got this roll from, but it was so pretty. It has like these little fall looking leaves, and I don't know if I got this from Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby. It would have been one of those two places. But now this is the one, it does not stretch hardly when you pull on it, so you got to kind of cut it lengthwise long enough to triple it up or whatever, you know, to make your paper clip thing. But my Go paper clips, I've had them in my stash, and these come from I think I got that little kit, little pack from I want to say that was from Target. It had a bunch of different clips in it. And then the my scrap capping we're all familiar with. The colors I use is called Fir, F-I-R. It's really pretty. And then this one's called Chocolate. Okay, that one's Chocolate. So I'll link all these places down below. And then this little color here is called, I think that says Claret Brown. C-L-A-R-E-T, brown. I think that's a C. That's what it, I don't think it would be Darrett brown. Looks like a C. Yeah, I think that's what that is. But they're real pretty together. So I had those in my stash. So let's jump in and get to looking. Okay, these turned out really cute. And I tell you, Carolina from Karolina's Crafts makes a bunch of these type of notebooks. And she had this paper, and she made hers, and she stitches her things, and I don't do the stitching, so I just put little jimmies on mine. I thought that would be cute, but I did put some different things. I do my things always kind of different from other people, because I try to make sure that I don't mimic. I try not to do that. I like to do me, which is usually more a lot more things, but anyway, but these are the little pieces I put. And the cinches, I'll put those come from Amazon. These work really good. Yeah, but it takes a minute to do all, and you better make sure you're close. See, because I probably should have moved my paper over more, because it got really close to that edge. But we'll talk about all that when we maybe do a tutorial, maybe down the line. Okay, so, and when you turn, this is the front page. This come off a little strip, and most of these that you're going to see, I'm going to talk about one, and then all these you're going to see is going to be kind of similar. So I'm just going to flip through them. We're not going to talk about each page, but this was a piece of vellum I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, and it's got like little flowers or something on it. It's kind of a rose or something. It's so cute. But I put that stamp, We're the Perfect Blend. Now I use Stays On, and I want to say that color, it's not espresso. I have that espresso in the stress ink, and I didn't know if that would dry on that vellum, and I was just kind of playing around to see if I could get that to dry on that vellum. But the color, let me come, I'm looking over here. That's the one thing I didn't pull. Okay, so this is what I use. I had to go pull it real quick. It's right over there. The Timber Brown, and that's the color, and it works out perfect color. But this is Stays On ink. Okay, now, okay, so we got that little page. Okay, and then I made a little pocket on just one of the cards. It was so cute. Okay, and I made the little pocket, and I rounded the corners, and then I put one of the cut aparts from the other collection just to make a little journal card. And then I had these little cards in my stash, these little note card things. I got these from Joann's, and that's another thing I was going to show you. This is the ones I got from Joann's, and I'm trying to, you know, I'm starting to use that stuff, and I think I've got these 3. And that I got from Joanne, and I don't know where you could get these anymore. These are from Park Lane, so that's what that is. And then you flip that page, and then you got a little sticker here, and I had to put that little friend sticker there because this was a plain little cup. Okay, so you're gonna have like 5 journal cards first. These are just index 4x6 index cards that I cut out, and these notebooks now, they're not that hard to make. It's just the cinching, like it's a lot of cinching, and it is a lot, like, yeah. And this was really hard to cut through with that little cinch, because I didn't realize the chipboard probably could have been thinner, okay, to go through that one better. But and also I glued over here, and I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably didn't help matters, but I didn't know. I mean, I'm you know, learning. But anyway, that chipboard piece is like 4 1/4. Okay, and yes, and then I just cut this card, which I probably should have cut it a little bit bigger, but I cut this card at 4. Yeah, so you could probably cut it at 4 1/8 and be better off with that. And then the rest of them, I just did the same thing. But just be wary of that too if you're wanting to do something like this. And then all the pages are cut at 4 inches. Okay. My throat's messing up today. It's trying to clog up on me. So then I put that little thing, and then I put 5 index cards, and then I put a journal card, and I run at my edges here. Okay. And then the journal on that. And then there's 5 more. So there's like 40 index cards all together. So front and back you have like 80 pages, which is good. I put that little sticker there from the collection, and then this is a little pocket page. Now, we didn't talk about this little divider. However, if I'd have thought about it, and I did after the fact, okay, this is what I used. It's not really a tab punch, but it works the same way perfectly for that. This is a Stampin' Up one. I don't even know if you can get that anymore. But anyway, I didn't have the smaller divider tabs, and if you can see, I kind of like put them one here and there, but there's like 3 divider pages. And I wished, and I thought about it after I'd already got them on here, I wished instead of like folding them in half, I wished I'd have cut them in half and had this decorative part on the outside. I think that would have been much cuter, but that was after the fact, so it's too late, and you can't pull it off because it'll rip it, and I didn't have enough paper to fix it, and I'm not doing all that, but it looks fine. And I made this little journal card, and this is the in the paper pad collection. Okay, now I will tell you, these eyelets are not really fitting in there as well as I'd like for them to, but when that punches that out, but that's that same punch that I use this one right here. So this is the one that I use, and I'm not sure, I think this, you may can get this on Amazon, I'm not sure about that, but anyway, let's just keep going. So it has that little tag with that fur color. Okay, and then they can journal or, you know, put pictures or whatever. And then you got 5 more cards. These turned out really cute. Okay, and then I put this little sticker, like the little coffee cup has the designer stuff. And then I did a little side pocket here and around the edges, and I put a couple of those little pages in there, you know, so they could journal. Okay, and then there's the back, and then you got 5 more cards, and the little coffee Keurig little sticker is so cute. And then here's another divider page. Okay, it's really pretty, and the little tab, and then you got this one. It's got this little color. That's that claret brown color. Just really sweet. This is so cute. Okay, and actually I didn't like do one long piece. I kind of used different pieces so I would have enough paper, because I found that it was easier to just do it that way instead of folding it over, and especially with this thick paper, it's so hard to get a good score but I figured that would work just the same. And then 5 more cards, and then another cut apart, and they can journal on that, and then 5 more cards. And then I put a little coffee sticker there. That is so cute. I love that. And then there's my last divider page. And these little cute cups. And this is the chocolate. It almost looks black, but it's like a brown. But it's really pretty. Now on this, it had like a dark backing on it. I think it had, if you go back to the front right here, this was on the back, and you can't really journal on that. So I went ahead and took a color of my Recollections cardstock, and I just made it and put it on the back of these. So that would be, so they could journal on that. And then there's the back of that. And then there is 5 more index cards. Another journal card. It's so cute. These journal cards are so sweet. And then 5 more pieces. I put a little coffee bean on that because I was getting low on stickers. I was trying to get creative. Now here's the little paper clip that I made. Okay, and it kind of put up. This is what I was talking about from TEMU. I just made a little cute booklet around in the corners. And this is measuring, if you want to cut it, it's 4.5 by 3. So in that way you get 2. And then it made little bookmarks on the side, but I didn't put those in here. But then when you turn this page, you can journal here or whatever. Now I've got it holding this little page. Okay. And you can flip it out, and I put some more paper here because this paper was kind of flimsy. Now this came from another collection, actually, that I don't even know if it even exists anymore. And I forgot about those little papers. I had to find a page that I could use. And that was the thing that the lady had gifted me. And I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, right here. This is the it's the Beautiful Life one. That's the Craftsmart. That's the one that she had gifted me. So that page come out of there. I had forgot about that, actually, that part of it, but it's so pretty. But it was kind of flimsy, and so I just got that cardstock, same that I put on back of that tag, that color from Recollections, and I just did it that way and put that on there. And I stamped. That's the little stamps, and that's the Timber Brown from STAZ on. It turned out so cute. Okay, and then we just put this little piece back on there. Turned out really pretty. I was really surprised, but you know, they took some work. You have to mass produce, but I finally figured out the proper way to do this, and because I've never done it before. Then I just put little stickers there, and on the back I got this little page. On the back, I just took a sheet and I just cut it up. It had all this words on it, and I got my little logo in. It was so precious, and I put the little cream color instead of a white, and it says "Handmade with Love" or the heart by Vintage Vase. I thought that was so pretty. It's from this company, and actually Carolina, she gets like big ones, and I think she has the small one. And I didn't want the big circle ones, and this one was like fine for what I need it for. But I figured that I should put things on my product because I feel like I had an incident where somebody bought a bunch of things and they were like going to go resell it. And I kind of know that because they had asked me about it one time, and I was like, no, I don't want them doing that. So, you know, so I thought maybe, well, if I put that on there, that might, you know, help with that. But anyway, that's that one. And then you got this one. Okay, and I put these little jimmies on here, those little black ones. I thought they were so pretty. And then you got kind of the same thing, kind of the same setup, different little stickers though. You know, some of the cards are different too. I'll just kind of flip through it. Same setup, you know, basically, little stickers, the same little tag. Now, all the tags are the same. Okay, so we're not going to pull all them out. And all these are the same. But it just turned out really cute. You know, you just use what you got, y'all. Use what you got. Got the little sticker, this little side pocket, and some more cards, some more, another little divider page with the little tag in it. And they can journal on those tags. That's another pretty color cut apart. And then those were so cute. Coffee, tea, sugar. Little canisters. Those are so sweet. And then you got this little pages. They're so sweet. This was pretty. And then I had to put, like, I had this cut apart, but it had no words. So I cut this actually from the branding strip. This was on the branding strip. This one. Coffee to go. And that little bean. And then there's a little flip out. You know, I got pink and I got green. So I had two scraps. I had scraps that I used. So it's the same setup, which I thought was really cute. And then there's the back. They all have the same on the back. It's just the fronts are different. And then there's this one. It's got those cute little jimmies. Yeah, because it kind of looked plain. Like, she stitches hers, and they're so pretty. And I'm going to put mini pins with these. I'm just trying to decide on a color. They have like a rose gold color, and then they have like a white, then they have like a black, but the black has silver, different things. I've got to order those. I didn't have any minis like that to go with these, so I will be putting a pin with it. But here's a different little pocket, and these were actual, I didn't talk about that, but that one's the same. But when you see these in the front, these were from a journal card page. Like, it had 4x6s, and then it had these, and I made these into pockets. I thought that was really cute. So that was the difference too in that. And then there's the little card for that one. You know, you can journal on the back of that. So sweet. And then there's a little sticker, and that's that journal card. Life is too short for bad coffee. Are y'all big coffee drinkers? I drink 1 cup of coffee a day in the morning. That's all I can handle, because if I drink it any other time, I can't sleep at night. It's always coffee time. Yeah, these are so cute. And I've had these cinches for a minute. I'm just like, there's a sticker. And there's another little side tuck pocket. Some more cards. So pretty. Not all who wander are lost. Some are just looking for coffee. Yeah, I drink it, and that's it. Because if I even drink tea at night, I can't go to sleep. My eyes are like looking at the ceiling. I thought this was really cute. Little notebook and pencil and the little coffee. So sweet. Yeah, but it's not bad. It's just, you know, you got to just, you know, make sure, you know, and you can't cut as many pieces, like, and I would have used the bigger one, but it has round holes, and I wanted the square holes, and the square holes is on the smaller one, so I had to do it that way. But anyway, it's so cute. And then there's that little sticker, and then there's the back. They're all the same on the back. And then you got this one. It says, maybe iced coffee is addicted to me. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. I love this page. It's pretty. And here's the other one. Stressed, blessed, and coffee obsessed. This is the little cut apart. It's so cute. And then this one it says coffee, coffee, coffee. So cute. Cute, cute, cute. And then there's a little sticker. And then this is kind of the same. And it says keep calm and coffee on. And I just try to put a bunch of stickers and different things in it. Let's see. And then you got this page. So cute. Now, one of this page is like in a different spot. Like one of them. I was like, how did I do that? I don't even know how I did that. But it's all worked out. I think it's when I was tired and I just wasn't paying attention. I mean, you got to pay attention. You got to pick it up right, put it right, cinch it on the right side. Like, you really have to pay attention. Like, it's a lot until you get used to doing it, I guess. But I was like so nervous. I was so nervous about cinching, y'all. But these are so precious. I just love them. I do love it. I mean, we kind of have a love-hate relationship. There's a little sticker on that one. But, and I'm going to tell you something else. I've seen people, I've watched videos on people making these. Okay. Do not bend down that wire. You don't have to fool with that. Some people bend it in, down, up. I don't know. But I found that when you do that, it catches on these papers and it starts ripping them. I had to throw some stuff away. I worried myself sick trying to bend these wires, and I thought, you don't have to do that, because if you keep it like that, it's not going to catch on nothing. It is perfectly fine. But if you try to flip it down, it's going to catch these papers. So that's a tip I'm giving y'all, because I'm telling y'all, I had to learn the hard way. I didn't have a clue about that. Okay, this one says, I don't rise and shine, I caffeinate and coordinate. So these are these cute little jimmies. I put them on those little cups. I thought that was so cute. And then here's another cut apart. It says coffee roasted daily. And then there's another little sticker. And then there's this, and most of these have like 3, 3, and 3. Like the 3 match, and there's like 3 books that have the same, and then 3 books that have the same cut aparts. Because that's what I had to use. Like what I had to utilize. There's a cute little sticker. So sweet, y'all. These are so cute. I love these. And I just made a little template, and I set that on that template. Because I put the ones at the top, one then in the middle, I just used my template to match it up. So that way it wouldn't be overlapping each other. It's a cute little sticker. It wasn't bad. It was just a lot of cutting. And I figured out that I had to cut these with, not my trimmer, but with like a guillotine paper cutter. Because these index cards, these jots, like fray really bad in a paper trimmer. And I had a new blade, so I know it wasn't that. And I thought, I cannot go shave off all that. So I finally started using my guillotine to cut all the index cards with, because it like to drove me. I mean, it was trial and error. So I'm giving you all these tips, hopefully, that will help. I don't know what that is. But anyway, caffeine and kindness. So pretty. Yep. So, anyway. And then here's this one. It says, pour yourself a cup of ambition. I put those little jimmies. And I had to add some little coffee beans because it just looks so empty with that. So I went ahead and did that. Okay. All right, I'll make this too long. We got to get ready to go in a minute. Okay, and then you got that. So some of these, and this one says obsessive coffee drinker. So cute. Then there's another little sticker, and you'll see some of the similar stickers too throughout, but you know. And then there's that pretty one. Journal card. And then there's that page. Yeah. Life happens, coffee helps. But when I make some more of these, and which won't be right now, it's going to be probably after Christmas, I'll make some more. But we'll do a tutorial on. Right now, I'm just trying to get all my stuff made from my craft fair, and this is going. So, but these are really pretty, and price wise, I'm thinking $20 because I did put a lot of things into it, and plus the pens I gotta buy, and I'm thinking that, yeah, 20 bucks would be good. And then this says let's make coffee, and this come off of this one too come off of a Brandon strip. There's another little coffee bean. But I'm thinking $20 is a good price for these. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice books, and I love this. Look at this, how cute. Y'all, that's sweet. I had this on the sticker sheet, and I cut a piece and put it there by the cart. And then I put the little jimmies on there. It's so cute. I love this. And then there's that. In this kitchen, we never say no to coffee. And there's a sticker. And then there's that cute, another cute little journal card. Coffee is my best friend. Those little words. So cute. Yeah, and like I said, all of these tags are the same in each pocket, like the same design as the first one that I showed you. So these are cute. And around to the little corners. Now on this page, I did score it and it turned out fine. It didn't crack. And I just rounded the corners. And I think I cut these pages. I don't think I told y'all, but that's 4 and that's 2-inch pocket. So that's, yeah, 4 by 4. So it would be 6 by 4. Yeah, I did it that way to have enough. Like you literally, when they make this paper, they have all the journal cards on the sides and on the back sides. They're double-sided, and you don't get a lot. Like you really have to scrimp it, and you have to use some of the back of the journal cards. Yeah. Yeah, but it, you know, it was a lot. There's that cute little sticker. Just pretty, pretty, pretty. And then there's that one. Yeah, but it's all about repetition and cutting it out, and you know, but they turned out fine. They turned out fine. I got 2 more left. But tell me what you think. My first time cinching. You gotta. I thought it was really pretty. It turned out good. So, and tell me what you think about the price. But anyway, these are so cute. I just love them. They're so stinking cute. Coffee and Friends. Yeah, I got that from another sticker sheet too, like different ones. Like I had to because I was like, no. And then just a cute little Keurig cup. Yeah, I try to put stickers and stuff through it because I think it just makes it look so much cuter. You know me, I'm extra. I like to put little things. I love to make it, just put it, pile it in there. Pile it in there, make it look pretty. I said, I hope I don't sell it. Keep at least one. I'd love to keep one for myself. I know, it's so bad. But I don't never use it. I don't know why I say that. I wouldn't never use it. But anyway, one left. One more. I made 9. They had 9, like 9 cut apart. So I made them all. Coffee is not a choice. Coffee is a lifestyle. These are really cute. I put a little pink one. Thought that was sweet. There's that little, where they're perfect blend. And you just let this dry. That ink dries on this vellum. So it don't smear or nothing. Just let it dry for a little bit. It doesn't take long. So you can put that on vellum. Yeah. There's another little cup that says friend on it. So cute. Because it didn't have any words or nothing. I had to put something on it. So I just stuck that sticker. Coffee and Friends. And then there's that little sticker there. So you kind of get in a routine. You kind of line them all up. Do them all at the same time. It's much easier mass producing and staying right with it, because I tell you, doing one at a time don't work. You got to really pop at it, because it takes a minute to make these. I mean, you're hustling and working. You ain't playing around. I don't know why paper crafting is a job, y'all. It's a job. I like it, though. I do love it. I love it. Man, I love it. And then there's another one that's from a brand new strip. It says Coffee Shops. And I tell you, I wish I could do it day and night, 24 hours a day. But you got to sleep. You got to do house things. You got to do other stuff. And doctor visits, all the things. And speaking of doctor visits, I'm going to get to the end of this video. I want y'all to say a prayer for my little buddy, Jaden, my little baby, my son. He's not a baby no more, you know. These are so cute, y'all. Get you some paper. Make you some books. Okay. Listen, he's not a baby no more. I know. I understand that. But he's my baby. So we went to get a well check this week. And he has to go get an x-ray of his chest, because he had an ultrasound done in his chest last year. Well, the breast tissue was fine. They didn't think it was nothing to it. Well, that rib piece, they thought that was a rib piece sticking out. They're not sure. They didn't x-ray that. So the doctor, when she seen him, she said, I want him to get an x-ray of that this week. I said, okay. So she gave me the order. We got to go probably tomorrow and get that done. And then she wants us to go back to GI because he has so many problems with his GI stuff that she thinks he could have a nerve problem or something going on in his intestines. Could be kinked, could be a nerve causing the bathroom issues and different things. So she wants us to get an appointment back with our GI specialist, go back over there and let them do like a CAT scan or something where they can see up in there really good to see. So she just wants to rule out other things. So, but yes, so just say a little prayer for that. We'll get that appointment set up. I'm not sure when they'll get to us. It'll probably be after Christmas, I'm sure. I'm so sorry. I'm sitting here shaking this like I ain't got good sense. But anyway, but that's what I made, and tell me what y'all think, and I'll link all the things down below when I get it loaded. Probably tonight when I get back home, but I pray that you guys have a good night. We're doing the Fall Fest tonight at our church because we got ball games tomorrow night here. So they didn't want it to be a conflict for the city for the Spirit Week. So they decided to go ahead and do the trick-or-treating tonight in our area. So anyway, I got my other things are finished. I'm going to get back on with another video in a day or two with those. So I pray you have a good night and just be safe this weekend of when you get kiddos trick-or-treating or out and about. Just be aware of your surroundings and different things, and just know that try to keep yourself safe and your kiddos safe. And I love you all. Thanks for coming, hanging out with me, and stay tuned for the next video, and like, subscribe, and do the little bell if you want to see more. And I'll talk to you soon. And remember, I love you, but God loves you more. Bye.